Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Absolute Carnage Weapon Plus, issue one shot. Okay, this was a pretty good book, and I'm going to tell you 5 things about this comic book after we talk about who made it. So, we've got, warning, the events of this story take place before Absolute Carnage number 1. Yet, I'm glad that this came out when it did. If it would have come out before issue 1 of Absolute Carnage, it would have sucked. Anyway, Jed MacKay is the writer. Stefano Raffaele did the art. Dano Sánchez-Almara did the colors. VC's Josevino on letters. Scan does the cover art. And Matteo Scalera and Moreno Dinicio did the variant cover art. And boom, that's it. I remember talking about how I wasn't overly excited for reading this when I did the weekend reviews, but I did say that since MacKay is on this, I'm probably going to wind up liking it. I like some of the stuff that Jed MacKay does. This is no exception. This was pretty good. Let's talk about number 1 on this. We do have Weapon H in this book. He's right on the cover. I actually misspoke and I said, oh, Absolute Carnage Weapon H. And I looked at the cover again. I was like, oh, this one's actually called Weapon Plus. My bad. My bad. Anyway, Weapon H is in this. Clayton Cortez. And he's epic. He's freaking epic in this book. Really good depiction of this honestly overpowered character. You can go back and look at Weapon X number 1, issue number 1, I think it was. Really, that's where they start introducing the whole story. I did reviews for all of these comic books, even when it wasn't that great. I think I missed one of the issues, whatever, because it was really bad. But yes, the introduction of this character, he is extremely overpowered, half Hulk, half Wolverine, all soldier, and he's a badass. And you can't have him in too many books because he's too powerful. Anyway, let's talk about number 2 on this list, and that is Urquhart. This was actually, he's the Mars team leader, and he was Clayton Cortez's old CO, his old commanding officer, back in the, I guess it was, what do you call it, Desert Storm and all that stuff, whatever, they don't really say. This is, this is Earth 616. They've had plenty of wars that didn't actually register for us, right? Between fictitious countries, so who cares? It's the idea that they were in some kind of a war. He was Cortez's commanding officer, and he is a dick. he's a seriously overbearing son of a gun. And wow, I've never had a CO like that. Most of my COs were mostly hands off and for the better, but it is what it is. Anyway, this was an interesting character. They didn't go too much into him because I don't think he's going to last much longer. But if he does, I'm down with it. And if he does, it's going to be because of number 3. This guy is actually Weapon 5. Yeah, Weapon V, however you want to look at it. This is something that Donny Cates made up in his Venom stories, and it's amazing. They go into it in great detail. This is an awesome backstory. If you don't know that story, get this comic book. It will give you a solid gist. Everything, no, but it gives you a solid gist. You will understand the Weapon Plus program like you never did before. This is really, really cool. Let's also talk about number 4 in this list. Weapon H versus Carnage. Yes, it actually happens in this comic book. The ending, again, I mentioned that Clayton is an extremely OP character, yet they handled this really good versus Absolute Carnage. All things concerned, they handled this really well. Finally, let's talk about number 5 on this list, and that is the next issue. Manslaughter. Dude, you remember when I was reading that one shot of, I forget which issue it was, but the one where they were talking about the Weapon Plus program a lot? Yeah, and they said that I think Weapon 4, if I remember correctly, was actually Manslaughter, was actually Man-Thing. They showed the picture of Man-Thing on there. I think it was 4, but whatever it was, yeah. Hello. This is sick. This comes out in December, I think. No, January. Damn it, y'all make me wait that long. Weapon Plus World War IV, number 1 in January. Introducing Manslaughter. So I want you to understand exactly what it is that's happening here. This is the first appearance of the character. That's right. Think about it. You're going to want to get the first appearance of the character himself. You're going to want to go and get that other issue that I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, speculators, but I did mention it then also. That, oh my God, they're saying that Man-Thing was a part of the Weapon Plus program. I mean, clearly we know that he was, because we know who the Man-Thing character is, the Swamp Thing, No, not Swamp Thing. Yeah, Man-Thing. We know that the Man-Thing character, uh, what do you call it? Oh my God, I know his name. Anyways, he originally was trying to work on a version of the super soldier serum. And when he injected it using the biome that he was in, he wound up becoming the Man-Thing instead. Yeah, sucks, but this is technically part of the Weapon Plus program. Therefore, them doing this is cool. So, first actual appearance, advertising appearance, all right? You're going to have a first actual appearance in the Man-Thing, whatever, Manslaughter issue #1 and all that good stuff. So speculators, just pay attention. That's what happened in this comic book. So yes, definitely get this comic book. Hold on to this comic book. It's the first appearance. All right, guys, I'm done. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.